Hello, welcome to Brandon Media Strategies. All right, I'm Joel. I think I know most of you from some point in time uh, here at MATC. This is Brandon Media Strategies. The course itself is going to be talking about branding. We're going to be branding, we're going to be marketing, advertising, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be adding in some media choices. It's not just going to be all print. We're going to be thinking about actually beyond print, some Instagram ads. We're going to be building up beyond just posters to doing tents and some other great designs along the way. We're going to work on several different types of projects throughout each week, and they should all help you become better graphic designers, become more brand aware, design aware. When you talk about brand, like sticking with brand guidelines and understanding what a client and their brand means to them and why you stick to their brand guidelines and all fun and exciting stuff like that. Um, what a crazy start to the semester it's been. Uh, wasn't expecting this, threw me all off guard. I started my first class today without recording it, and then I had to re-record an hour. It was crazy. But let's go through Blackboard. I'm going to show you some things. Most of you already know this, but I need to do it anyway as it's part of the college learning experience. I'll go over Blackboard. I'll quickly go over some of the things that you need to know to successfully complete the course, and we'll go from there. So as you see, we are on the main content page. This is where you get all your information. You worked with me before. It should be very similar. I haven't changed much in the way and the styles. I have been adapting and changing, but this one got an overhaul last semester. I may be making changes during it, but you won't notice it. You won't see it, but I'm going to even make things clearer as we build out, and I want to make the perfect assignments for my students. So this is content. It has come up in the past about calendars, and I don't know if you guys know about the calendars within sorry, family just came home. Within this, if you check on it, oh, there's even a due date. Look at that. So everything comes out is enlisted in this calendar, and as we move through, it will populate more forward. So just know that it's all going to be in the calendar for the first segment, and then the second segment, and then the third. But everything for you is always due on Tuesdays at the end of the day. Every assignment, Tuesday, end of day. Tuesday, end of day. So just know that. But there's a calendar, and there's a way to look around and play around with that. Announcements also get emailed to you. That's about that. That's the way I either message you guys or make announcements. And it's just a way for me to get information to everybody at once. And sometimes it's more poignant to do it there than within the lesson itself. So you'll get little announcements. Excuse me, discussions will open week by week and then close out week by week as well. And I'll talk more about that in the future. I don't think you'll ever really have to go in the backdoor way to the discussions. Everything's accessible through the content folder, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Your grade book will populate as I grade. It will always stay current. So once you turn something in, if you turn it in, for the assignments that are just solid assignments, I grade them as soon as I can. You get the grade, or if there's discussion, once you do your 2 responses to people, I grade it. I grade as soon as I can. You always know what your grade is. There's a rarity that you're gonna wait like a week to find your grade. Sometimes something comes up, but you will always know. There's no like, I waited all semester to find out what I got. Not with this guy. Messages, it's a way we can directly message each other through Blackboard. It works pretty good. There is a delay. If I'm not directly in Blackboard, say I'm doing some other stuff, I'll get a ping to my phone through an email, but it usually takes a while. I would say like half an hour before it actually sends me an email, and that email alerts me on my phone. So don't expect, like it's not super fast. There's other super fast ways to get a hold of me, and I'll talk about that in a minute. On analytics and groups, I don't know. I don't go to those. I don't know what those are for. I wish I could take them off. So, all right, we got our content. Weekly lessons. We meet twice a week. I'll go over this in a little bit, but we meet twice a week. But we just have one, like week one combines Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday will be the main assignment dive in. I'm going to talk to you about your assignments and kind of get you started, get you thinking. Thursday is going to be more like tricks and tips, and I'm going to show you like this is how I would go about the project. Like this is how I think about it, and hopefully that will give you like better understanding about how to go about projects. And that's why I split it up. Week one or part one gets you Tuesdays gets you thinking. Hopefully you start working on some stuff. Thursday I delve in a little bit more, and hopefully you'll discover things you didn't know about. Like there's all sorts of weird things I'll throw in there, like how to use certain tools. Did you know about this? Did you know you could do this? Things that I find poignant or I learned from other design friends and stuff like that that I want to pass on. So that's how it's broken out, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's do this. Oh, I did remove that. How to reach me. Assignment specific discussion boards. We have those. You can write me, hey, how's it going? I'll get into that a little bit more with the midweek review, which is very important. You can email me. Boom, goes to my phone, goes to my computer. I check it as soon as I can. Great. Virtual office hours. I'm available Monday through Friday. Just email me. Hey, can we get Google Meet together? Can I talk to you? I will let you know as soon as I can talk to you, and we will talk. Any day, Monday through Friday. I've done weekends if need be, so I'm around. So yeah, just like in those, just don't want to hear that like I couldn't get a hold of Joel. You can get a hold of me. I'm around. This is like what I do. There's also the GChat, which is pretty quick. Quick questions go through GChat, which is the MATC Google chat, or you can call and text right there. Here's my number. Here's the important part. Let me know who you are. This isn't my only class, and if you just say, hey, in project one, what did we, blah, 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 I'll be like, who are you and which project one? Like, you got to give me a little information on the startup because it doesn't tell me who you are in the phone number. And so, like, if you leave me a phone message, be like, this is so-and-so, so I know, and I have a question about this. It'll just be easier. Otherwise, ignore it. I won't pick it up. Just like most of us. Seems like it's a spam call. So that's how to reach me. I'm always around to be reached. Blackboard overview. We have legal lessons, discussions, which I'll get to. The grade book, which I talked about, and then we'll do the syllabus, grading course outline. The syllabus is the standard syllabus for MATC. There's nothing new here, or probably that you haven't seen in the other ones. It is my contract with you and with the college. So if there's a problem, they will check this and say like, hey, this wasn't happening. They'll say, what did it say in the syllabus? And we'll work from there. This never comes up. Talk to me. You got something's going on. Talk to me. If I really screwed something up, I'll apologize and fix it. But that's the syllabus. Projects and grading. This is the one that like know more of. Like if you want to expand on this, you're gonna do 4 concept development projects, 4 graphic design discoveries, 4 brand discoveries, 4 media discoveries, 15 typography. That's actually changed, and then some book chapter summaries. I'm updating a little bit, changing some things around. Here are the percentages, so you can see. And this is how it's laid out every week. You see what you're going to do every week. And again, I'm going to update on the back end so things end on the last class instead of carry over. But yeah, this is how we roll. This is the important one, and I have this more than one place. How assignments are graded with the rubric. The assignments are 90% step by step. Do this, then you do this, then you do this, and this is what I want to see. That's the big part. Can you follow the directions? If I'm your client, you're working for me, the client asks for something, can you successfully deliver what the client asked for? And I can go back in the assignment and be like, you missed this. It says here you need this, it says here we need this. Oh, okay. That's how it's graded. Like a lot of it. There is some, room for like creativity in there and all that. And I'll let you know, like, oh, like this looks like you kind of rushed it, or this wasn't working. We'll get through it, but just kind of like if you follow the directions on each assignment, you'll do really well. You'll figure it out from there. Here's the big part that you should know about. This is really big. If the assignment has a discussion board property, that means I want you to look at what other people do. You need to know what other classmates are doing. You need to see how creative they are, how they're solving the problem, besides just how you're solving the problem. We can't live in the bubble, our little bubble, and not see anybody else's work. This is how you do it. And you're going to make comments. You're going to look at two other students. You're going to look at their work and be like, hey, your use of typography in this part is like spot on. Like, how did you do that? How did you do that effect? Learn from each other. It's a great place to learn and grow, is seeing what other students are doing. We now live in this disconnected world. I doubt anybody's actually going to come into this class. Nobody ever does once it gets to the third semester. I'm going to be sitting at MATC all alone from 1 until 3, hoping, just doing these this way. So that's the other way to get to know what's going on. And it's a big part of your grade. If you don't do it, I'm not going to beg you to do it, but you're starting with a grade of a 86, 84, 88, and then that's up to you. I'm not going to beg you. Late assignments, graphic design is a time-based career. Late assignments are not accepted by clients. Late assignments cost you money. Late assignments cost the client money. Late assignments will get people fired. Late assignments will get people to lose jobs. You do not do late assignments in the real world. There's too much hanging on. You'll ruin your reputation once you hit the real world if you start handing in stuff late. And then people won't hire you. Oh, that's that design. Oh, you know what I heard? They're kind of always late with stuff. They always have some. So we're getting out of that habit. Nothing is ever going to be late. You get a 12%. What that is one full grade. So if you're going to get an A, if it's late, it's a B. Enough said. That's it. Then the kicker, after 7 days, I don't accept it at all. So that's 2 weeks to turn in an assignment from day 1 to close out. If you were 2 weeks late, if you're like 7 days late on an assignment in the real world, yeah, you won't be working or doing work for very good clients anymore. So after 7 days, the whole unit, everything closes out and you can't even access it anymore. So plan ahead, work ahead. I'm gonna say it, sorry, cover your ears. Shit happens, and you got to be on top of it. Who would have known we would have closed today? I had all my stuff ready, even if I wasn't on campus. My only big screw up is I forgot to hit record, but I had everything ready. I knew in advance. Like when you start feeling a cold come on, knock some stuff out, knowing the next day you might be sick. Work ahead. Don't wait. Oh, but I work better under pressure when that last minute of no, you don't. Give yourself some room to wiggle. Don't wait until that last day. That's horrible thinking. I know we can't all do it right away, like right after class, but stop waiting. Oh, I'll just do it. I'll do it too. I can get this done. I'll get this done right before it's. You know what? Then just get it done right now. Turn it in and clear your mind. Holy cow. If anybody's got ADHD or anxiety problems, do the work right away and live free. It's a great way to just clear that stuff up. So I stick by this. Unless there's like some severe emergency, and then you got to give me proof. let's go to the college, blah, blah, blah. So easy enough. But we're professionals now, you know, third semester students. You're like juniors in a real college. We expect the normalcy. All right. Enough of that stuff. Oh, help and support services. Then use these. Click on them. All this kind of counseling, help. The college has a billion ways to help you. If you run into any kind of problem, there's something at the college in which they can help you. They have services for everything. You know, amazing what they'll do to help a student out. So use those when needed. Time expectations. So it's like a job. And this isn't me just making this up. This is written within the syllabus. It's written within the college guidelines. Is each class is approximately equals out to 8 to 9 hours of work between classroom hours and homework hours. So you think of each time we meet once a week, you'll be spending approximately 8 hours on this class. It could be less, it could be more, it depends on how you work. But just kind of know that, like, oh, I'll just wait until Tuesday to get it done. Give yourself 8 hours to get it done then. Like, don't wait until Tuesday at midnight and be like, oh, I was trying to get it in and then I couldn't get, I've heard it all. We don't do that. So just kind of spread it out, do good work. It's easier when you spread it out, get it done a little in advance. You do it a little bit in advance, get it done, think about it, make changes, give yourself that room to ruminate, I can think it's the right word, on your project. Like, I think I did it. I'm going to wait a day before I turn it in, think about it, and then be like, oh, okay, do I need to make changes? But we'll talk about that too, because we have areas like you turn it in, I'll check it, I'll make sure you're getting the best grade possible for each assignment. You work with me on it. So yeah, think about those time expectations. Every class you take, just know like, oh, that's 9 hours a week, 8 hours a week. I've gone over this, but I keep it there because I don't want anybody to forget about it. Third semester, you should know certain things. I will go through kind of more on the back end, like if you turn in assignments, not through the like check my assignment area, but once it's turned in for the final like assignment, I'm basically gonna be like, all right, the design checklist, you missed number 3, you missed number 9, and you missed 19. Can you please go back, like, and you'll get graded down on this. This is all stuff that has been taught at some point. Proper bleeds, proper margins, no spelling errors, no overset text, don't stretch or squeeze images, don't stretch or squeeze text. You know, like all of these are things you should not be doing. And so I'll check them and be like, hey, number 10, how come there's widows? Oh, I forgot. Don't forget, like double check your work. So, you know, preview your PDF. Apparently you didn't do number 19 because number 10 is, you know, showing up. So I put this in darn near every assignment as well. So make sure you check it. Make sure you're checking your work. I mean, I'll check it, but then I'll be like, oh man, did you look at the list before you turned it in? So maybe do it again. All right. So when we do a week, it's going to be 2 little lectures for the most part. Your midweek review. The midweek review is this. And if you're also in the history class, these go hand in hand, kind of. They're just called, maybe one's called session or week. I don't know. You turn in your assignments in the midweek review. If you want me to look at them, tell you what to fix before you turn it in to know that the assignment that you're turning in for your final is as perfect as it can be. It's your choice whether to use it or not, but it is a great way to like get it in, show me it, I'll correct it and be like, change this, do this, change that, change this. And then you do it and you show me again, I'll be like, and then I'll write like, good, turn it in. And I'll be all excited and you'll turn it in and you'll know like, I'm gonna get an A unless I don't do my discussions. So use the midweek review to your advantage. I love checking work because I love knowing like this is the way we fix it. If you turn it in, I'm going to still tell you what you need to fix, but you turned it in already. And then like I may up your grade a little bit, but I'm like, you should have checked first. So that's another reason to like kind of work in advance in this class is like, I'm your boss, I'm your art director, uh, and your client. I'm so many roles in one. Is you show it to me. If you're working a job, you're an art director, you would show your art director probably part way through, or they would say like, let me see it before you're done, because then I can mark it up, make some changes, then give it back to you, and I can get you in the right direction of what I'm thinking as an art director. You want to do that. It's very important. So use that midweek review. I see somebody's got something in there. I will be checking this afternoon. I apologize if there's some lateness, as we all know, a little bit crazy with the weather. But I'll get to that as soon as I can. And then it's very regular. I do check Monday through Friday, Saturday mornings. I don't always check on Sundays. The other one is don't put it to the midweek review on the day it's due, like past 5 o'clock. Like then what do you know, like that doesn't give me enough time, like, oh, Tuesday, and then I gotta do family time, and then you're like, oh, but I put it in there at the very last minute for you to check it. Like, no, I need to check it earlier because you have to make changes. So just be smart about that. Or I'll check it later and then you turn it in late. You'll have major assignment, a secondary assignment, an easier assignment, and then the book assignment. I'm going to go through these in reverse just because to me the most exciting one is the biggest one, and so I'll save that for last. So let's go over this. You have a book, The Brand Basics. It is announcements. Here, Designing Brand Identity, a comprehensive guide to the world, 6th edition. This is the book you need. Get it. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it wherever you want. You can get it online. Let me just tell you, sometimes if you put PDF behind the name of a book, something weird pops up. I can't really say what, but try it sometime. It's this one. If you do get an older one, it's still pretty, you'll be fine. But this is the newest one. And it's just the book. Oh, this is the other one. So I have to do this. Everybody, the book is outlined in a really dumb way. But I'll tell you this, because I get this question every time. Index. Let's see this page big. Zoom in. There are 4 sections to the book. And my first lesson is brand basics. That means read pages 2 through 24. Next week is brand ideals. It's 25 through 44. It's not basics in the section. It's just the way they have it, like big sections and then little sections. I go by the little sections in between these lines. I don't put page numbers on the assignment because I have the digital book. And if you have the digital book, the page numbers just go out the window because it rearranges per images and what. So you just have to kind of go by the brand basics, looking at that. If you're concerned about, oh my gosh, it's so much reading, it's not. These are the book. This is it. Like most of it is like this. It's written for graphic designers. Like here's just a lot of eye candy. Go through it, check it out. Like this is probably a lot. Oh, and this is just because this is an overview. Like this is the most words ever. So they're quick reads. It's easy to get through. You'll do great. So with that said, and with that assignment, here's the other part. I don't care for an overview. Don't give me an overview. And I'll just say this for the other people. Anybody else? Don't be like, Chat GPT, give me a run over of chapter 1 brand basics. 1, I know when people do that. It's obvious. 2, I don't care. I don't want the overview. I want you to write about something that you found interesting or jumped out to you in the section. hey, on page 43, there's this cool quote by a guy, and then I looked him up and like, wow, this is really great design. That's the stuff. What did you see? Like, I read the book. I don't need an overview on the book. I want to know like what's jumping out at you. What are your interests within this chapter? There's something's got to jump out, and just write 100 words. It's 100 words, and I'll check that. What does 100 words equal? 1 point a word. If you turn in 90 words, you get a 90. If you turn in 86 words, you get an 86. It's easy. Yes.
What if we don't have our book yet and we're waiting for it?
Oh, you have 7 days. Or go online and type in the name of the book and PDF and see what happens. Wink, wink. You may be able to find something online. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
I'm trying to, I don't want to get into any copyright problems. But yeah, you got 7 days from now to get it. And it'll take you an hour, if even, to do this assignment. So there you go. Just easy peasy. And there's 14, if you average out your grades as well, every once in a while there's an assignment you can miss and it won't affect your grade. There's enough other stuff to do. So there we go. All right. So that's that one. Now we're going to do every designer needs to know. This is a typography assignment. This is all about quick, like down and dirty. I don't want you to spend more than an hour on this. This should actually take you 30 minutes, very quick. Like these are quick. Do it, read it, set it up, get it done. So I'm going to do this with you, but I have to change screens. So I'm going to move this screen over. But what you're going to get is you're going to get a reading, which you can download. I want you to just breeze through this. Okay? It's like 9 pages. Take you 15 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Oh, it's 8 pages with a lot of pictures. It's all really interesting facts about how we think, how we visually see, how people should see the world around them, and as designers, what we should know about how people think. I want you to take a sentence that stuck out to you. What's the sentence that sticks out to you? So what I did is, I'll show you 2 examples. Your eyes and brain want to create patterns if there are no real patterns there. I downloaded this, I copied that copy, then I opened up Illustrator, and I made a simple type design. Your eyes and brain create one of the patterns, even there are no patterns there. I just had some fun, quick, down and dirty. You will notice that as you do these every week, they will get more and more complicated because the more you learn and you're kind of getting in stride, these get really cool, and you're going to want to do more. Like, you don't have to, but you'll see as you develop these over time, they get cooler and cooler and cooler. But I just want you to simply, some people have added images. There's no reason to add images. Oh, is that me? So read through this and find something. Let's see the student example. Oh no. Oh no. Why is that? That's linking to not a student example. I will update the student example there. But let's work through this. And it's really easy. The other part of this is consistent layout development. So, and I'm going to be flip-flopping for most of the assignments. You'll do one in Illustrator, then you'll do one in InDesign. You'll do one in Illustrator, you'll do one in InDesign. Just to kind of keep working in all programs. I used to hate when people would say at the end, they become the graduate and be like, yeah, but I don't really know InDesign that well because I just went to Illustrator all the time. I was like, oh no, you need to know both. Like they need to be equal in your wheelhouse of learning. So you have to pay attention to what this is. I will be looking at both your files and I'll be opening the AI and the PDF and I'll be like, oh, where are your layers? How come you don't have bleed pulled? How come you don't have this pulled? And I'm gonna get very into it, and all those reduce your grade. But it's a walkthrough. The beginning part is just step through. So if I open something up, I go to File, New. You do it however you want. I need to create a print document. It's inches. I have it for inches. I want it at, and I'm just reading my assignment. You don't have to do it with me. It's all typed out. 7.5 by 5. I know on this one, it's only one artboard that I'm creating, but I need bleed, so I'm 0.25. Even though you, at this point, might not be adding bleed, you always set your document with bleed. And then I go down, and I think I'm set, and I hit Create. And there I have bleed. Now I'm going to make a layer. I'm going to call it margin. All right. In that layer, I'm going to create a 7 by 4.5. So I'm going a ½ inch smaller than my board. So I can just roughly draw that. Go to my properties panel. Go here. I'm going to type in 7 tab 4.5. Hit return. Then I'm going to make sure it's centered. So make sure I have it. I'm going to align. That thing is perfectly centered on the artboard. No fill. The stroke of magenta. No, do I have this? You can, I should change this around. I may be updating these. But then I like to pull my guides now. I'm going to pull a guide. Just like that. I'm going to pull a guide. And now I have my board, and this is just like a visual, like, yeah, okay, now I can get going. Like I know where I'm at. I know nothing important should go past my margins. I got, I know where the center of my artboard is. This is great. So I'm going to lock this. Then I'm going to go to the hamburger menu here, and I'm going to click on template. Now what that does is this will never print. It's a template. So even though you can see it, and it's there, and printers want to know where it is, because you'll get assignments from clients, and they'll come from magazines or from other print houses, and they'll say, here's the bleed, and this is what they want, and they want to see it. And it's a template. It will never print. That's amazing. And now I'm going to create another layer, and I'm going to call it crop marks. And then I'm going to create a box, the exact size of my document. All right. And I'm going to double check that, 7.5 by 5. And I'm going to go down this little FX. And it's got no fill and no stroke. Absolutely no fill, no stroke. And I'm going to hit FX, hit crop marks. Some beautiful crop marks come up. I use the Japanese style crop marks because it's just a personal preference. And I'm going to lock that layer. Then I'm going to create a layer. And this is ruler typography. Enter, and then however I choose. Oh, that's because I did that copy and paste for the book. Oh, because I moved it. Sorry, folks. I'm copying, I'm finding my quote. Part 3. I'm going to copy and then paste. And then you can design it however you want. Start with there and then start pulling it apart. Like I said, this one was a different size in the past. The sizes are different now because they all conclude into a final document. But then you just have some fun. Do some type. Make it quick. This is supposed to be quick. Like you should, almost time yourself within an hour. What can I get done in an hour? And you get it done. So that is every designer needs to know. Graphic design discovery. We all got to be searching and looking at things around our world and discovering stuff. You're going to do design discoveries, you're going to do media discoveries, and you're going to do brand discoveries in this class. Each one changes, each one's a little different. And again, quick design. I want you to do it, check it out, send it to me in the midweek review, have me check it, correct it, and be done with it. I'm not asking for any of the extra stuff that we normally would add, like, let me see drawings, let me see all this, where's the research? I'm just going to check it and be like, yep, it's all there, you did what I asked. So for this one, it's all about graphic design. Explore something about graphic design that you love. It could be a style, it could be a graphic designer, it could be anything. What we need is gather a minimum of 5 different visuals, 1 influential figure. So if you choose a designer, you got that nailed. If you choose a style, say like, God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. Say you know, Swiss design. Then you choose one of the famous Swiss designers and you add in a little blurb about that. We need 100-word minimum essay about your chosen subject. You can copy and paste this from someplace. You can write it yourself. But we need a block of text. So you're typesetting. That is why. Otherwise, you're not doing graphic design. The design process, of course, this is the main part. I have everything you need here. 13 by 5 by 17. I have the bleed. I have, you know, all this stuff is created in there for you. 2 files. I'll check both. I'll be checking that if you did everything correctly, and then the PDF if you're doing everything correctly. 2 different ways. And then the peer review is you're going to talk about 2 other classmates, look at what they did. How does it look? Now, let's go through this a little bit. I have one. I don't think it's the right sizing. Always check, but my example may be different. Some people turn theirs in. I'm not going to necessarily look at theirs. I always start with a drawing. That's just me. I need to do this. And you can do it if you want. I'm not insisting that you do it, that you do it, but I go in and I'll be like, okay, I think I want the title up here, and I have a picture of the person here, and this, I did my research, and so I know this is a chicken, this will come in handy, and then, you know, 4 images, but this is a picture of the person, there's 4 examples, and the chicken. So I actually have 6 images, and I have an about and a who. So this was my just rough layout. Blah, blah, scribble it out, got it done. Then I go, and I'm going to design it. You know, you bring in that drawing, all right? Then the chicken goes in. This is, you know, everything from the internet. Just grab it from the internet. Make sure you're grabbing high res, not super low res. I don't want the blowout. I don't want like super pixelated stuff. You know how to do that, I guess, here. So if I go spell things right, go to images, and then I go, I think it's under tools, size, large. All right. Then when I click on these, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I got a picture of him, do this. Oh, that's nice and big. I can right click on it and then save image as, and then you just start saving. You know, you find the images you want, you make sure, if it says here, like 250 by 300, it might be too small. Then find a bigger version of the image you want. So you gather your images, and then you can go, like if I go to Pushpin Studios, because that's what it's about. And I go to all, I think I just copied and pasted from here for my information. So, you know, Pushpin series are great. This is more about the design than the particular information, but other people will see this in the end. So I'm not going to say like don't use Wikipedia. You can. So, you know, I got all my images, and then because of the dots on the beak, I was like, we should add some dots in the background. And then I have my images layer. So I added my images. There's him. Oh, look, there's that picture of him. And then all this. And as you can see, I'm bleeding, and I got crop marks on. I don't have bleed marked on this one, but I went past, so there's bleed. And then here's my text. And then I turn off that image layer. We can get rid of it. And there's my design. So it's all there. 100 words, title, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images in a nice little design. And if I were to double check this, I'm within my margins. I have no hyphens. I have no widows. You know, things are marginally spaced. Nothing's touching the text. The images are, you know, all perfectly spaced. There's nice distance between things. All those things I'm going to look at and then tell you like, oh, you know, tighten up the leading. This kerning could be better here. This and that. And I'll give you those. So as you start to look and do these, they'll get better and better each time as we go through. This should, again, be a fairly quick project. You just sit down and kind of like knock it out. Should be fun too. It's an experimental. You know, like if we were to say like less nervousness on this one, like just do it. You know, like it's hard to get it wrong if you follow the directions. And then the more creative you are, the more fun you're going to have. Try out some things you've never done. Talk about this in some other classes is too, like when you're working on this stuff, if you're like, I always wondered how to do that. Google how to do that and do it within your project. Within the past 2 weeks, and working on developing assignments for classes, I think every day I Googled something to find out how to do it like more effectively, better. You know, I'm constantly like, oh, you know, I've been doing this one thing over and over. Is there a better way to do it? And then you just Google like, hey, Google, you know, oops, I can't say that I got Google Systems. It's going to ask me to do something. You know, I'll type in the search bar and say like, hey, how do you do this in Illustrator? And it'll give you a pop-up and then I'll try it out. So that is what those are about. Let's go to this. So that's how you do the graphic design discoveries. Again, if you posted it, but if you posted it, like I said, don't post it the midweek review and here at the same time. Post it here. Wait for my comments, make the comments, and then post it here. Otherwise, I'm doubling back and forth and like, oh, why'd you post it 2 places? Like, midweek review, wait for me, give me some time, don't be antsy, wait for me, I'll get back to you before it's due, and then you make the changes. And the changes, again, they're never monumental. It's always like, hey, you know, like, tighten up the kerning. There's not enough space between here and here, and I draw pictures and show you all the way. So they're fun and quick, right? So again, it's like this brand basics should take you less than an hour. This should take you less than an hour. This hour, 2 hours maybe. And then this is the long one, but it's not even that long because I've changed it up. The big assignment. Let's talk about it. We are creating a giveaway promotion. Bubbler Summerfest ticket giveaway. You have 2 clients combining together into one, like into one for a special giveaway. And we're like targeting young professionals, college students, people who drink this. What is Bubbler, do you ask? Well, let's look it up. It's an exciting drink. It's got caffeine. It's a sparkling water. It's comes in crazy new flavors. It's got antioxidants. It's got whatever you need in it. Uh, immune support, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, low glycemic, uh, comes in colors. They have an awesome set of like graphics to start with. They have colors, like all different types of colors and flavors. Oh, look at that. Look how fun this is. This is the base. This is Bubbler. You have to buy a 6-pack of Bubbler to get a code to get a free Summerfest ticket. That's all you have to do. But we need to tell people about it. You need to get that out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a lockup logo lockup. It's going to combine a special saying and the Bubbler logo and Summerfest. What is Summerfest? Summerfest is the world's largest music festival, and it takes place here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. This is the Summerfest logo that you'll be using. This line. If you type in Summerfest logo, you'll get a lot of variants. This one is the one we're going to use. This is the newest one. When you go to the website, this is the one you see. We don't necessarily need this lower part on this project, just this part. Okay? I don't want any other one. This is the one we're going to use in conjunction with the Bubbler logo. All right? So these are the two logos that will represent the two clients that we're using to create the Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway. That's the name of the promotion. So we need to create a logo where the star is Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway. And on the sides, there's something integrated into it, is the Bubbler logo and the Summerfest logo. This needs to scream to college students and young professionals in the greater Milwaukee area. They need to be able to see this and be like, oh, I want that. Like, oh, that poster. I want, like, yeah, let's go buy a 6-pack and get a free ticket. You know? How great is that? That's what we're advertising here. So the pitch, you're going to unlock complimentary Summerfest ticket by buying a 6-pack. And what are we going to do in this project? Over the next 4 weeks, you're going to create a little presentation deck to include your creative direction, your rationale. We need to see competitor logos, competitor stuff. Why is that? We don't want to make anything look like anything that's out there already. Bubbler has a look and feel. Summerfest has a look and feel. But we don't want to like end up doing something that oddly looks like Monster Energy drink, like all black and like, we're making sure we're staying on par. You got to create a logo design. You have design for deliverables and some mock-ups. This week, it's really about the logo lockup. Original logo is a primary focus. Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway. I have these kind of reversed. Additional elements. The original logo is a primary focus, meaning we need to know that it's Bubbler. Actually, I'm going to reverse this later. Is who the client is. You can't just have Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway and no other information because people wouldn't know what to get. And I'll show you an example. And it needs to read loud. It should be aesthetically pleasing. It should look like it somewhat matches Bubbler in colors, in tones, in excitement, though it doesn't need to exactly match. But it shouldn't be so far off that like I said, kind of like a Black Death kind of thing. Like, no, that's not it. Like they're happy, they're bubbly, they're fun. And then over the weeks, we're going to develop a poster and flyer, some social media posts. We're going to work on the box art and add in your logo lockup into that box art. And then you're going to do a vehicle wrap as well, because nothing's more awesome than seeing a vehicle hitting the streets with like all your work on it. We have information. This is the body copy that you're going to use for the poster once you get to the poster design. Here's timelines. Phase 1, research and develop 3 visual concepts, which is the logo lockups. We're going to get started. You can do sketches, you can do digital sketches, whatever you feel will work. I want you to do it. And then put it within your presentation. Again, I will show you a student example of this presentation. We have a cover page. It's always good to know who your client is, right? And then we have 2 other clients. The nice part about this is like they did this in InDesign, the pages match, they look great, they're well designed, they are thought about it, you know, everything is really well done. Their first concept, geometric retro. So they talked about what they're going for. They have some visual explainer here. And then they did a rough. Here it is. Mid-century modern version of why. Some visuals. And then again, a quick little update here. And then their third one is using gradients. You know how hot gradients are right now. They have a visual of what they're talking about. Then they did a quick little mock-up. All right. Now I'll tell you one thing, everybody. This is where you open your ears now. When you do it, everybody who's done it like this, the main information should really be the "Don't Burst My Summer Bubble" giveaway, and less about Bubbler and Summerfest. So the second I get off this with you, I'm going to reverse what those 2 bullet points that I showed you. I want the tagline to be the hero. And what do I mean by that? I'll show you some. Where's the examples? I have them open. Just give me a moment to locate. I may have shut them. I don't know why I did that. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you a quick digital and a quick drawing. So some drawings I did. So this was my first one. And I'm going to go over some of this stuff on Thursday when I talk about tricks and tips and, you know, like doing other things and like how do you come up with these ideas. I was thinking summer. What's fun in the summer? Water. And like somehow I got inflatables in my head. And so I just started drawing. I did a sketch. And here it is, like really big. So the idea here is Bubbler logo, Summerfest logo. And then like, this is like supposed to be like an inflatable, and it'll get clearer as we go. Don't burst my summer bubble giveaway. This is big and prominent, right? Big and prominent, smaller logos, because we want students to see this. And then I started like kind of redrawing it a bit. And then I changed the side of where the palm trees were. And then I kind of redid the text. And this is just me going over because eventually I'm going to bring this into Illustrator and recreate this in Illustrator. So like, this is what it turned out to be. And then I put maybe the logos here. And I think I maybe had a logo here. So it's like Bubbler and Summerfest. And then like they're presenting the Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway. And this is supposed to be like water here. And this is an inflatable. And once I got in the color, it looked pretty good. Okay, I'll show you that later. I have another one to show you that will influence the, you know, how I want the tagline to really scream this. So see how Bubbler and Summerfest are there, but they're not the main thing. We want people to read the Don't Burst My Summer Bubble giveaway. That's the main thing. And we want it big and loud. You know, if you have tiny lines of text Who's going to read that? Like, this is an exciting promotion. This is Summerfest. This is Bubbler. You'll look at their website. You want it big and loud. So like these, when we went back and forth, when I went back and forth with the student, like I think they went with this one, and we ended up making these both much bigger, and this secondary. Like, so the side was increased and the middle was reduced. We worked around the cool design. It turned out great. It was all good. But I want you to like look at what they have going on here. And timid is not the way to go with this. I mean, you're talking about the world's largest music festival, and then you're looking at this crazy color combination and like all the excitement that they have going on here. So take a look around, do the research, see what they have going on. They got cool fonts, recipes, all this fun stuff. So I want you to start digging in, and I want you to come up with 3 logo lockups to get you started. And we have a week to do this. And what I'll do, like I said, on Thursday, is I'll start some projects. Like, I'll start working on this with you and show you how I come up with ideas and like what I would do. And hopefully that will help you with your ideas and getting some stuff done. So I think that's it. Is there any questions, comments, concerns so far? All right. So what I'll do is I will, post this video as well, so you can rewatch anything that you need to rewatch. If you have any questions, you just get a hold of me. All those ways to get a hold of me. Do not feel like, oh, I couldn't figure this out. I'm here to help you figure any part out. You're not on your own. I'm here to help make this an enjoyable process, a creative process. The more you start working in advance, the better. Don't wait till the last minute. Oh, and I'll state that. We like to wait till the last minute. I hear people saying like, oh, I'm more creative when I'm under pressure. The reason that is because you give yourself no outs. And so what you do has to be done. But if I start on something and I start on it, say even a few days in advance, and then like work on it and stop it, and then open it up a day or two later, I can look at it again and be like, oh, what was I thinking? I'm going to change this. Like, that was my first attempt. I can do better and I can change it. If you don't allow yourself for those changes, the like regret, the hindsight is like, oh, I wish I would have done it differently, but it's too late to, because you didn't give yourself that time. So always work a little bit in advance. I'm not saying you got to turn stuff in. When I was in graduate school, I was always down to, turning things in the day they were due, of course. But I wasn't working down like completing the assignments, like doing the whole assignment at the last minute. It was just like finishing them up. And I knew what I had. I'd been working in it all week, to get to the final project. So don't wait until the last minute. Don't put yourself in that bind where you're going to be like, oh, I really don't like what I did because I waited too long. And that's the big reason of not to procrastinate. And you never know what's going to happen. There might be another freeze, and then you don't have internet. And then what are you going to do? Because you didn't work on it and you can't turn it in. Well, I'm going to be like, you could have turned it in sooner. Or I'm going to be like, go to Starbucks and turn it in. Go get Wi-Fi at Starbucks. Turn it in. So, all right. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, talking to you at least. And yes.
I do have a question. I hope my microphone works. I haven't used it in a long time. Okay, cool. So when I registered for the class, it shows that Tuesday and Thursday has 2 different meeting locations. And I just wanted to make sure that, like, if we were to come into class Tuesday or Thursday, that we're going to the right location. 'Cause it's 2 different rooms.
Yeah, it's all in M560. There was an error. I am only ever in room M560. So, yeah, that is a typo on MATC's end. What's the other room? You'll know where I'm at, and I'd love it if you came in. We're like if you come in, you have big screens to work on. You have like great computers. If you have your own, even if you have like your own student. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't go. That was the old room, and for some reason they kept it. It's been like 2 years since I've worked in that room. So it's all an M560, and then I'm hoping. Oh, may not happen this semester. By next semester, there's going to be like these super stations that have Wacom tablets and drawing screens, like all built into one. It's going to be awesome. So, but please come in. I love hanging out. I'm in there. I hang out. I'm there Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless it's frigid cold like this. I'm in there. Come in, work early. Hang out with me. Ask me questions. Like I get in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I get in at 9 or early, but just say 9. And I will be there until we're done. 2, 3, 4 o'clock. You have all that time to work on campus with me, just hanging out. So please do. I love it. I love when people come in and work. So, any other questions? All right. Hopefully, yeah, we'll talk on Thursday. We'll do some brainstorming together. I'll show you how I go about my processes. Hopefully you'll find that interesting. I'll go over everything again, and yeah, it'll be a good time. I look forward to this class. Enjoy the rest of the day with the frigid cold, and tomorrow it'll warm up. Take care. Thank you. Have a great day.